So I'm sitting in my truck trying to figure out what to name this podcast. And I've been debating on making a podcast before, and I never actually hit start. And I'm a truck driver, so I'm on my reset right now, and I'm heading out to Arizona tomorrow morning. And I think this will be the best time for me to make videos is when I'm on my break, on my 10-hour break. So why not name it Recorded Between the Miles? So as I just stated, I'm a truck driver. This isn't a truck driving podcast. It's not a business podcast. It's not a fitness podcast. It's honestly just life between the miles in all reality. Although I definitely am interested in all those things, business, content creation, fitness, definitely into all those things, food, gaming, things like that. But, we can always talk about that down the road. But this isn't just a specific niche of a podcast. I'm hoping to just get this started on my own, considering that I am a solo truck driver. And then down the road, we'll go ahead and get some people in, hopefully, friends and family or just strangers in general. Who knows, maybe I might talk to strangers. Lord knows I'm a people person, but sometimes it's a little hard to get started, just like this podcast, right? I've had the idea of creating a podcast for the longest of time. I just never pulled the trigger, and it was just more of, when am I gonna do it? What is it gonna be called? What am I gonna be talking about? How can I get people to join the podcast and have that type of conversation with other people and opening up? So that's what took me forever, is honestly just hitting the damn record button. I mean, look where I'm at right now. I'm at night in a damn lawn chair. I have a little foldable table holding up my GoPro as I'm doing this. I struggle with doing things perfect, and I'm a freaking hypocrite when it comes to that. Because I always tell my kids, my partner, I'm always telling them, there's no such thing as perfection, so don't aim for it. Always do the best you can do, and if you can do better, great. Keep freaking pushing, you know what I mean? And I think that's what I struggle with the most, is getting this podcast started, because I'm like, well, I don't have the fancy equipment, I don't have a setup, I don't have an individual room or a studio like some of these podcasters do, and it just took me forever to get this started. So in a way, this is me telling you, just hit record, just start to do something, and this is my starting to do something. So I'm going to go ahead and start with what I'm currently doing. As I described earlier, I am a truck driver. I've been truck driving for about two and a half years now, actually. Almost right on the money. 2.5 years I've been driving. I am a part of account that touches freight, so I drive and unload my own trailer. So if you're a truck driver out there, you might know what type of job I'm in, or the account I'm in. It's fun. It sucks. All at the same time. So there's that, being away from my family for so long at a time, especially with my kids. It's very difficult, and what sucks is having to leave after my reset. I try to leave as early as possible. Like yesterday, for example, I ended up leaving my house at 2 o'clock in the morning. Just because it's so difficult to hear them say, oh, I don't want you to go to work, like stay here, like why can't you stay here? Like, oh, you gotta go to work, that's, I don't want you to go to work, and that's all they say. I have a buddy of mine who I told that to, where like, I don't like to leave late from home or leave at a decent time, because it's so difficult to leave them when they're trying to make you stay, and they don't see what you're doing. They don't see the reason for you leaving. They just know you gotta leave, and for work purposes, that's about it. So the point of that is that it's trucking isn't easy at all. I'm not going to be, hopefully not going to be doing this for much longer, maybe a couple years, at least, over the road type deal, and not even consider myself over the road since I'm home for my reset. It's tough. It is really tough. At the end of the day, we got to do what we got to do, right? And that's literally what I tell my partner. I tell her that all the time. Got to do what I got to do, dude. I got to do what I got to do. We got to do what we got to do. Move forward. Stop complaining. Right? I always tell myself I got no reason to complain. I'm blessed enough to be able to go home every week. So I mean that should be enough, right? There's also times I can be home maybe 3 times a week if I work the route I'm given. To be able to do that, I can do that. So I try not to complain as much just because it can be worse, that saying. So yeah, that's my truck driving spiel. I've worked in other industries. I've done logistics a lot, actually. I worked in warehouses for tire distribution. I worked in package warehouses. I've worked in retail. I've also worked in a resort. I'm going to say a resort, just one. I've worked in restaurants. So I feel like my background is pretty good, in my opinion. I'm always looking to go more broad on regards to what I can do. I'm not going to lie, it's very difficult for me to stay at a job just because it gets boring very quickly, and I feel like truck driving is actually a job I feel like I can do for quite some time because it's always different. I'm always going to different states. I've gone to Washington, I've gone to Idaho, Wyoming, Colorado, Texas, New Mexico, Western region type deal, and it's something I've never been able to experience before. So I know I'm just rambling, and it's just because I have no idea what else to talk about, so here we go. Honestly, I think that's it. Because it's getting late. It's 8:25 p.m. and I gotta be up at about 3 or 4 in the morning. We'll see how early I want to get up. So all in all, guys, I just want to reiterate that this podcast is gonna be very broad. Right now, it's just me and the dark road, and I'm hoping to get people on later down the road, even if it is family and friends. Again, even random people. We'll see how that goes. This has been recorded between the miles. I do want to say I appreciate you for being here and watching the podcast. Thank you for whether you're watching or listening to it. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to do so. And please don't hesitate to leave any comments. Don't share the podcast. And I'm all ears. If you guys want to hear something specific, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to answer it. I'll catch you between the next miles.